26, 2022. Item number one, we're calling this meeting to order at 5:35 p.m. Item number one, roll call.
Mr. Paul Solano. Ms. Dolores Rivera. Ms. Dina Flores. Ms. Patrice Tensioni.
Present.
Mr. Armando Barajas.
Present.
Dr. Alejandro Alvarez.
Present.
Ms. Tomiko Lee Nolasco. Dr. Diana Canart. Samantha Reggie.
Thank you. Item number two, open session. Item one, Pledge of Allegiance. But before the Pledge of Allegiance, we would like to have we're going to ask for a moment of silence for Miss Charlotte Tiffany, an instructional assistant of special education at Bassett High School. Passed away recently. Thank you. So item number one, Pledge of Allegiance, Ms. Emily Anaya, please. Thank you.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ms. Anaya. Item number two, Student Board Representative Report, Ms. Yareli Perez and Ms. Emily Anaya.
Our announcements for Torch Middle School. Torch Middle School wants to congratulate the basketball team and their coaches for all their hard work this season. It was great to see our children athletes back on the court. Torch Middle School is getting ready to start our testing season. Our students and staff have been hard at work. We have a very busy month ahead of us with the band concert and 8th grade activities scheduled. It's a great time to be a Trojan. Our announcements for Edgewood Academy. Edgewood Academy had a special recognition for students who showed improvement on their iReady exams last week. The principal met with the students individually and gave a small reward to acknowledge their improvements. iReady reports were sent home to parents to see their students' performance levels. Our teachers are also showing students how to track their own data, not just on iReady and benchmark tests, but the other programs they use in class like ST Math and Lexia. Students can see and track their own progress and set goals with the teachers to keep increasing their scores. Academic medal ceremonies for second and third trimesters will be held on May 23rd and May 24th for elementary students at Edgewood. Middle school students will have their ceremonies on May 26th. During the week of April 18th, Edgewood Academy held a week-long celebration of Earth Day. Students made posters, learned about water conservation, dressed in animal print to become aware about the threats to endangered species all over the planet, use of plastic, and saving the environment by reusing, reducing, and recycling. To promote positive behavior on our campus, students are in the process of earning 5 golden tickets between now and end of May. Those who earn all 5 tickets will get to participate in a school-wide celebration with the help of our parent support committee. The celebration will include pizza from Domino's, hot dogs, ice cream treats, and drinks. Lastly, our student leaders in ASB have organized a Panda Express fundraiser, which will take place on May 26th. Anytime between 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. that day, families and friends can go to Panda Express using the flyer provided. By turning in the flyer, our school will receive 20% of the revenues. We'd love to see you all go on May 26th to show your support. The flyer is available on our website and at the front office.
Announcements for Van Wyck Elementary. Van Wyck would like to congratulate Mr. Octavio our school custodian, for being named Classified Staff of the Year. His dedication and hard work are why our campus is always clean and well kept. We would also like to congratulate Ms. Marta Castellanos, our TK teacher, for being named Teacher of the Year. Her passion and dedication to her students are evident every day through her daily lessons and interactions with our smallest students. Thank you both for all you do. Van Wyck is a better place because you work here. Wednesday, April 27th is Administrative Professionals Day. Van Wyck would like to wholeheartedly thank our administrative professionals, Ms. Lisa Barreto and Ms. Sarah Manzano, who are the backbone of our school. We would like to thank all administrative professionals for all that they do to help our schools and district. State testing has started this week for grades 3rd through 5th. We have worked hard all our year to prepare students, and we are ready to do the best we can on the test. We spent last week with final preparations and practice and hope to see great results. School site council will be held this Wednesday, April 27th from 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. Link is available on our school website and Class Dojo. We will be discussing our school plan and planning for next year. Family Circle will be held on Friday, May 6, 2022 at 8:15 a.m. We will have coffee with the principal right after that in our University Cafe at 9 a.m. We invite you to both events. We are gearing up for the end of the year activities and look forward to celebrating the final 30 days of school with our students and rejoicing in the fact that we made it through all the twists and turns of returning to in-person instruction during a pandemic. Announcements for Sungis Elementary. We would like to thank our community for participating in our open house on April 7th. It was wonderful to see all the happy faces of students showing their parents and families their work. Our teachers did an excellent job preparing for that special night. It was well attended. Sunkist PTA is proud to host the Reflections Dinner for students whose project went to the district level. The event is tomorrow night at 5:30 p.m. in the Sunkist cafeteria. Our annual book fair started yesterday. Sunkist Tigers are picking out books for purchase after school each day. Additionally, on behalf of the entire Sunkist community, we would like to thank the district for providing each student with 2 free books. The book giveaway event at Sunkist will be tomorrow. This week, Sunkist 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders are working hard on the SBAC ELA test. Next week will be mathematics. Teachers have worked hard all year to prepare students for the rigors of the test. We have been practicing with the online tools and format of the practice test so students feel comfortable and can perform to the best of their ability. We would like to share that Ms. Millie Gomez, our new school community relations assistant, is already working with parents and had an opportunity to meet several of them at our character traits assembly last Friday. She also assisted Mr. Vitt with a very well-attended coffee with the principal immediately following the assembly. Thank you.
Our announcements for Don Julian School. Our mariachi students put on a great performance on April 19th. Families and guests were present and very proud of their accomplishments. Parents and students look forward to the program continuing. Our students are excited about the Scholastic book giveaway that will take place on Wednesday, April 27th at 9 a.m. Thank you to all those who made this possible. To our students, thank you. Our students in 3rd through 8th grade are preparing for their state testing. Teachers have worked tirelessly to prepare them and feel confident that students will do their best. We're looking forward to promoting our 1st and 8th grade classes this year. We invite you to join us for a promotion on June 2nd at 8:45 a.m. Our announcements for Bassett High School. To start off our announcements, we'll be having a WASP visit Sunday, May 1st to Wednesday, May 4th. They will be visiting classrooms, talking to teachers, staff, parents, district, and students. Their purpose is to validate all the great things that we do at Bassett High School every day. We're looking forward to great outcomes from the visit. We'll be having 2 reverse morning rallies on May 9th and May 16th, where our ASB team planned a lot of activities for our students. Mr. Vasquez will be hosting a raffle for the students who have been arriving to school on time, and the winner will receive a bag with a helmet. Congrats to the boys track team for beginning league champions once again. Also, thank you to all the parents that came to coffee with the principal. Hope you enjoyed the tour and everything that Bassett High School has to offer.
Thank you very much. I do apologize. I did not ask for a motion to approve the agenda because we do have an important agenda correction, which is in the consent calendar, item number 17, independent contract agreement, District DSA closeout projects phase 2 with Triton Group. change to complete performance date from July 30th, 2022 to June 30th, 2022. So with that correction, can I get a motion to approve the regular board meeting agenda for April 26, 2022?
So moved.
Second. Yes. Thank you. Okay, roll call, Ms. Solano. Ms. Rivera. Flores.
Aye.
Ms. Stanzioni.
Aye.
And I, motion carries 5-0. And again, I do apologize about that. Item number 3, public comments related to closed session items. This is the appropriate point in the agenda for those present to speak with regards to any closed session items on the agenda. Only topics specific to actual closed session items will be heard at this time. Topics which do not address closed session items will be heard during the open session comments. First, we have Mrs. P, negotiations.
Good evening. I read the negotiations update posted on your district website, which states that the last time your teachers received an on-schedule salary increase was in the 2017-2018 school year, to the tune of a magnanimous 1.3 increase. Nothing thereafter to remotely compete with the rising cost of living, let alone compete with surrounding districts. That said, it is a testament to the commitment your teachers have to this community. They are willing to work for salaries well below surrounding districts because they are invested and care about this community. However, I was confused by the 4th paragraph of the cover letter, which states in part, it is the district's intent to offer reasonable increases in compensation based on available ongoing funding, which while also ensuring the district remains fiscally solvent. Question. Was that philosophy abided to when the district restructured its own administrative salary schedule? How did administration arrive at the increases they received? Did they provide an online summary showing how they arrived at the final salary schedule dollar amount? Curious. And what about the canceled May 10th board meeting? Surely negotiations is a pressing issue. Without belaboring the fact that we all know the contributions that teachers make to public education, I do have to say this. In July 2021, President Joe Biden spoke to the teaching community and he said, your union and teachers' protests across the country made it clear you deserve more than praise. Biden told NEA delegates, referencing the wave of teacher strikes, walkouts, and large-scale protests that swept the country in 2018-2019, you deserve a raise, not just praise. Every parent in this country who spent the last year helping educate their children at home understands you deserve a raise. Indeed, praise is not a line item in the budget, but perhaps it should be. Finally, please look into negotiating funding some sort of plan or program where disgruntled parents can receive help and constructive guidance so that they don't feel they don't feel compelled to pontificate about the sins of this wonderful district. And teachers, remember, 2 Timothy verse 4, I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Keep fighting the good fight.
Thank you, Mrs. P. Next, we have Laura Santos.
You have real estate on the closed session agenda, and the only way you can talk about real estate in closed session is if there's litigation or if you're negotiating and discussing the terms of a contract like a lease or sale, which the agenda says that's what you're discussing. But you must offer, if you're going to sell real estate, you have to offer it to a public agency before you can offer it to anybody private. So it's unlikely that you're negotiating a contract, and you can't do closed session discussions about real estate merely to give direction to the superintendent. And if your attorney told you you could, your attorney's wrong. Please give the teachers a long overdue generous raise. It's embarrassing to have the lowest paid teachers and, give classified a raise too, in the San Gabriel Valley. And don't forget, you get what you pay for it. And then for the board members, I have a request. Historically, the community has been able to sign up for public comment, even during public comment, as long as it's not over. This new 5:30 draconian rule is terrible. You're putting a muzzle on the community. We have to sit here for an hour while you're in closed session and we can't sign up for public comment. And for the record, at Liz's last meeting here, while you were in closed session, I asked to sign up for public comment and she said no, she refused. And furthermore, I believe that's illegal. So I wanted to ask the board members, President Barajas, Ms. Stanzioni, Ms. Flores, Ms. Rivera, and Mr. Solano, please get rid of that rule. It's not right. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Santos. Next, we have Michelle Gore.
Thank you for the privilege of being able to speak today. Students are first. You are in the business of students first. Teachers are right next to those students every single day. You've heard the saying, happy wife, happy life. Happy teacher, happy student. Remember, students are first. Did you happen to know that divorces happen in like years 1 to 2 and 5 to 7? People are disillusioned, disappointed, despair by year 7. Think about how long it's been since we've had a raise. How disappointed, disillusioned, downhearted, dejected, and teachers are as we still come to school every single day. I have worked 27,000 hours for you, and do you have any idea how it feels when you hire somebody who's worked for maybe 200 hours for you and you give them $300,000? I would have to work like 4 years to get that kind of money. That is not respectful. I go to the store, even at the 99-cent store, they raised it $1.29, 30% more. I go to Kohl's, things that were $9.99, they're $11.99, $12.99. Inflation is real. The money is not going as far. And maybe you have done this for 7 years, but it's time to start treating your teachers right. You've given us program after program. Guess what? Some of those were great. The SEL program, Second Steps, APTT, Capturing Kids' Hearts. I guess you thought it was important that we learned how to care for the kids. Please care for your teachers. You should set an example. Care for us. I heard a board member say, oh, it's nothing personal. I'm telling you, it's personal. When I go to the store and I don't have that, it's personal. It's right with my family. I went to the store last year, a few vegetables and some chicken, it was $68. I went to the store, same products, $99. I don't know where you're shopping, but costs are going up and your teachers deserve a fair pay for this.
Thank you, Ms. Gore. Your time is up.
I have 3 minutes additional because I'm taking Sue Graham's 33 more minutes.
All right, thank you.
I'm asking you to settle our contract, to be open-minded, to pay teachers fairly, to come to the table prepared. Just like all of these amazing teachers come to school every day prepared and ready to teach students. How would it be if we decided, oh yeah, we're not ready today? Oh, I need to do whatever. Yeah, I am not ready. I don't think you'd be very happy, and I don't think that the parents would be very happy. But over 7 years, you have done that to us. You have put us back and back and back and back. It's enough now. You need to pay the teachers fairly. Please don't insult us with a 3 or 4% raise. Teachers deserve better. Please respect your teachers. They need an equitable raise and a wage that is fair in this community and in all the surrounding districts. Look at all the teachers here in red. Do you see them with their red background during our meetings? We care. Please show us that you care and that you respect us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gore. Next, we have Lara Alonso.
Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Laura Aronson, I've been teaching here for 28 years. Subbing before that, I've been here a long time. I love this district. I love this community. I love my students. I love what I do. And we are asking that if you really seriously guide this district, it's in your hands to guide them to give us an equitable raise, to negotiate fairly, to really look at what can be done and to settle it quickly. I was a little concerned that the May 10th board meeting has been canceled because there was no pressing issues or matters. And I think there are two negotiations going on for 2 unions. And I feel like that's really important. And I'm hoping that we can rethink that, maybe guide the district into having that board meeting and settling these negotiations as quickly as possible. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Aronson. Next, we have Kathy Reese.
Good evening. I have some questions to ask the board. First, I want to ask, why are child development teachers being divided in salary during negotiations? And I know for the past 27 years, we have always been included in salary raises of K-12 teachers since we too are certificated and pay into our VTA union. I mentioned the 27 years because that's how long I've been a teacher. We are told that at 1% raise, it will cost the program approximately $15,000, which I know is much lower since some teachers only work 3.5 hours or 5.5 hours. Above all, we are highly qualified teachers. I'm sure Mr. Barajas, Dolores, and Liz Rojas can vouch for that. They have family that attend our highly qualified program with qualified teachers. We have children in my class, I have children coming from all districts, and I have 10 children we're keeping in this district to go to our kindergarten classrooms. So I have a lot of kids coming from all over. We also foresee changes for child development, and we are hoping for the best. At Irwin, now maybe my sinking floor, my water-soaked walls, and collapsing roof can be fixed. Not only my neighboring class with no heating system, and I'm almost certain there's much more need repairs in other classrooms. We are not asking for respect, but we're demanding it. We are the most overlooked, underpaid teachers in our district, and now you want to further disrespect us by dividing us with a fair pay raise. We bring the children to this district at 18 months old, and prepare them to continue into our K-12 system, and this is our thanks. And we want to ask, why are you trying to take Flannery away from parents and children when Florence Flannery directly stipulated Flannery is to remain a school? In conclusion, please listen, school board members, us child development teachers do not have to ask anybody else to approve this raise except you, and to bring us a fair pay raise, much like K-12 teachers. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Reese. Next, we have Wendy Camargo.
All right. Good evening, Board of Education, Executive Cabinet, awesome Bassett teachers and staff. Thanks, guys. So we are here months into negotiation and still nothing. I appreciate that the board thinks that teachers do deserve a raise. What I don't appreciate is that they think the pennies that they are offering are enough. A couple things I've added this evening, the May 10th board meeting. How is that not a priority for our teachers and our CSEA to not have a meeting where you, the Board of Education, is informed about what is going on in our negotiations? That is a travesty. Second, just a brief comment about the parent swear that I'm sure all of you were made aware of this evening. Just so you know, BTA was an active caucus as we were running out of time, and as a respect to the other side, we said, hey, we're gonna need a little bit more time. To that, we were chastised, told that we were wasting time, and by the same person who missed 2 meetings in a row. We have oftentimes been said, no, we're gonna need to take this back to whomever they consult with, never to return for the rest of the day. A session from 9 to 2 ending at lunch, that's kind of a waste of time. We needed a few more minutes. We had a hard stop. We needed more time. The district walked away without rescheduling another meeting. It was very difficult that day. Anyway, our district, we know, is sitting on a $16 million reserve, which is fantastic. What great news. This should be an amazing time of renewal and revitalization for our district. Yet here we are again battling in negotiations where the district is claiming poor. How do you sleep at night knowing that you pay your people so little? How can you look any of us in the eye and not know that by our salary scale, you disrespect every one of us? I recently had a conversation with one of you up here on the board, and we talked about a similar district of size and composition, where both superintendents were making approximately $250,000 a year. That's great. Congratulations. I applaud your contract of making that kind of money. But we also talked about what a first-year teacher makes in both districts. In Duarte, a starting teacher makes approximately $51,000. In Bassett, around $44,000. That's a difference of about $7,000. Numbers are rounded to make this go a little easier. That's $7,000, which doesn't sound like a ton of money, but let's look at the percentage of that. That is 16% difference in pay. BTA came to the table and the district felt that this was something they wanted to share with everybody. Our starting proposal was at 12%. Let's go back to Duarte. Our starting teacher makes 16% less. We came in at 12. We all know that negotiations is a process. Are we stopping at 12? Is that all we're ever going to get? No.
Ms. Camargo,
But-
were you donated minutes?
Oh, gosh, I don't think I was.
Right.
I'm going to have to make this brief. We'll probably have to continue it at another meeting. Programs over people, or people over programs. Sorry, now I'm all flustered. You got to take care of your people. If you're not paying your people, your programs will not be successful. Successful programs come from teachers who are invested, compensated, and communities that love their programs. All right, thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Ms. Camargo. worries. Next, we have Joseph Carrillo.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Joseph Carrillo, CSEA President. We opened up negotiations with the district and we look forward to sharing proposals at our next meeting. Health insurance is at the forefront of our members' minds with costs continuing to increase. It has been several years since the district has contributed to the health insurance cap while members have bore the brunt of each annual health insurance rate adjustment. We are actively researching and bringing in joint powers authorities, JPAs, and are looking to bring in jointly managed trusts, JMTs, to shop around. We're also hoping to go out for bid and would like the support of the district and the Board of Education in this endeavor. However, if a better and equitable deal is not out there, we believe it is time for the district to bear some of these increased healthcare costs with CSEA. Lastly, CSEA week is May 15th through 21st. And we do have plans to have a luncheon sponsored by PC, and we welcome administration and the board to join us in celebrating CSEA members. Thank you and have a good evening.
Thank you, Mr. Carrillo. Next, we have Fletcher Johnston.
Well, good afternoon to all you guys. I don't know anybody here. I'm just speaking out what I've seen. I've understand that the teachers, 17, no raise, and the way they're talking to you guys, I would not be very happy. In the real world, and in the meetings, if I were to have my staff come up and talk to me the way they are to you guys, my boss would fire me. That means that I'm not listening to them. So my project is not moving along smoothly. I have this person telling me this is wrong. This person over here is wrong. I'm not getting information over here. What's going on over here? And I'm supposed to be in charge? What's wrong? Something's wrong for all these people here to be arguing with you guys. I don't know what's wrong because I'm not on that side of the table, nor am I on this side of the table. I'm neutral, but I want to know as a parent and a taxpayer that lives in this community, what's going on. That's why I'm here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Johnston. Next, we have Rose Escobar.
Good evening. My name is Rosa Escobar, and this is Melanie Escobar. She goes to Don Julian Elementary, and she is the consumer of pretty much what's going on here and what we're talking about. I wanted you to see, actually, I'm talking in behalf of her. This is who I'm asking you to invest money in because her education matters. This is why I'm here today, because due to the pandemic, her education was affected. Her Monday through Friday, with the exception of today, because I have her here, is she gets out of school and she has to study with me till 8. And she's still behind. The only reason that she's little by little getting up there is because of the one-on-one that she has with me and the communication that I have with her teacher, not with no application that can tell her how well she's doing. As a consumer of those products, I can tell you that it's confusing to me and it was confusing to her when we were during that pandemic where I was trying to be her teacher and also try to work at the same time. So this is why I'm bringing this up to the board. I want to let you know that there is just so much money being invested in these computer apps that are supposed to tell you how well they're doing. But I think we're missing the ball because the education should be left to the teachers. It needs to go back to basics. The way you and I were taught, we were not taught with a computer. We were taught by a person that said, you know what, Rose, you need to work more on this. Let's go ahead and do some, some tutoring, or let me talk to you during your recess time so we can help you with that. We need to be able to go back to those basics. You need to be able to go back to the teachers and actually ask them what their kids need versus just throwing another application at them and saying, oh, this one's good also, go ahead and try this one. As a consumer, again, I'm asking you, go back to the basics, ask our teachers, and spend more money on people versus a computer that is supposed to teach my daughter to, and I can tell you, all she did was click, 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 click. After a while, she was not learning. So I want to end this by saying, we recite the Pledge of Allegiance every time before we start this meeting, and which ends with justice for all. Justice for all means a fair education for Melanie Escobar and all of the students in this district, but it also means a livable wage for our teachers so they could go back to teaching, so they could start doing more one-on-ones, and so that they could go back to doing the training and anything that they need for my daughter and everybody in this district to be at a level where they should be. This pandemic hit all of us.
Thank you,
And I
Ms.
ask,
Escobar. Time is up.
thank you. So
Thank
all
you.
I say is recite the Pledge of Allegiance, but also live by it. Thank you.
Next, we have Francisco Trejo. Next, we have Dora Carrasco. I apologize. We don't have a Dora, right? Right. Okay, thank you. So that does conclude our public comments related to closed session. We move on to item number 4, closed session. The board will be going into closed session at 6:13 p.m. reconvenes to open session. The board is reconvening at 7:57 PM. Item number 1, report of action taken in closed session. Dolores.
In closed session on a motion made by Dolores Rivera and a second by Paul Solano, and a vote of 5 members approving and 0 members opposing, the governing board took action to appoint Martha Vital as the Director of Fiscal Services pending pre-employment clearances and processing.
Thank you, Mrs. Flores. Item number 6, staff presentation / information. Item 1, EV ready projects. Dr. Alvarez.
Thank you, Board President, members of the board. The district over the past year has been working with several entities on different energy efficient and solar discussions that affect the entire community. And one of the ones that we recently had is about the district's eligibility for some EV charging stations at different school sites based on its location. And so I'm going to turn it over to Santa Rajiv to kind of go over the project and being representatives will be presented.
Good evening, board members. So we have Energy Coalition and Bassett Avocado Heights Advanced Energy Community Member Team here to present on the electric vehicle charging stations project. And I have Mr. Inaro, I'm not saying the name correctly, sorry about that. And I have Ninetsu, and then I have Pranesh here to present on this Advanced Energy Community Project.
Good evening. I'm Pranesh Venugopal. I work with the Energy Coalition. We are a nonprofit organization working for clean communities and public agencies, clean energy for public agencies and communities since 1975. Next slide, please. So this presentation is mainly to provide an update on the work we have done to install electric vehicle charging stations at school property and at no upfront cost. So I'd start with the high level, starting with the grant funding, which is through the California Energy Commission. And we have named this grant the Bassett and Avocado Heights Advanced Energy Community, or BASE in short. And we'll provide a quick overview and a team introduction. We'll then dive into the details on this project, the electric vehicle charging station itself, what we have done till now, and scope and project benefits and costs. And then we'll go through the next steps. Slide, please. Next slide, please. One more, please. So this is a grant funded by the California Energy Commission. The main focus area for this grant is the Bassett Avocado Heights. And we are looking to demonstrate a clean energy pathway for disadvantaged communities through this grant. And as you can see, we started way back in 2015. That was how the grant process went, and it'll cover till the end of 2020. Next slide. So we're working on different components with individual residents in the community, as well as other entities like LA County Parks and Recreation on various other components. As you can see, I'm not going to delve into those, but for the school district, we are going to be talking, presenting the main presentations on the clean commuters, and that's the electric vehicle charging stations specifically. Next slide, please. So we're working with a large team here with different partners. I'm not going through all the partners listed here, but I wanted to introduce one of the community-based organizations. Day one, we have Ninetsu Rodriguez, and I would like to have her come here and provide a brief introduction and updates on what she has been working on as far as this project is.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Nanette Rodriguez, and I represent Day One. We are one of the community-based organizations that are working on the community engagement outreach portion of BAC. Day One has started on this project since 2017. We were part of the first phase 1, which was collection of data from residents about their knowledge about energy efficient amenities and also number of heat days that were going to increase in the community. Currently, we are partnered up with another public health organization called Active SGB. Active SGB is here with us today, represented by their executive director, David Diaz. And we are both working on both of the Advanced Homes Program and the Community Solar Program. So Advanced Homes Program is for homeowners. Homeowners receive free amenities, which include solar panels, a battery storage unit, and an electric heat water pump heater. And Active SGB, they're working on the community solar portion, which is for renters to receive a discount their electricity bill. And so since I would say probably around summer, that's when we started to increase our outreach, just because before then, because of COVID-19 restrictions, we couldn't be in person in the community. So we did rely on most of our community work to do via virtual meetings and also virtual events. And so since the summer, we've been doing more in-person events at LA County Parks and Rec events that they've been hosting during the summer, fall, and also working closely with the school district schools attending their parent meetings, and also that includes PTA and ELAC meetings. And right now, like I've mentioned, we've been just doing more efforts in hosting and also talking to community members by canvassing, going door to door, telling them about the programs, and also partnering up with other community-based orgs in the area. And then I can, if David, you want to come up and talk a little bit about Active SGB's efforts.
And good evening, honorable board and board members here. It's great to be with you. My name is David Diaz. I'm the executive director of Active San Gabriel Valley. Y'all may remember us. We did a safe process school programming with you all for a little bit, including here at Torch Middle School. So it's nice to be back here. As Nancy mentioned already, we've been doing a lot of outreach and engagement in this community, really trying to meet people where they are. So my team has been out there knocking on doors, going to schools, talking to parents in community settings, park settings, to try and really provide utility bill assistance. So Nancy briefly mentioned what's known as power share, but that's essentially a discount on their bill where they could be receiving 20% off for all renewable energy. And so for us, Active SGB, we can help folks in your district, parents, community members with any type of utility bill assistance. And we also do public benefit enrollment. So folks that are on CalFresh or other public benefit programs, we also help them through that process, CareFera, CalFresh, and other things. And so upcoming, we actually did host 2 vaccination clinics at Avocado Heights Park as well, getting folks vaccinated. So we continue to put all these efforts together to really try and address the needs that they have in this community. And then upcoming in June, we're actually going to be hosting a toxic tour, which is going to be a bike ride, a community bike ride, where we're going to invite folks to tour some of the toxic sites, so like places of like pollution that are leading to poor health outcomes for our community members in partnership with the Avocado Heights Vaqueros. And so when we get that day, we'll make sure to invite you all out to that. It's a community family-friendly event, and one of our partners there that's listed up there, we're actually going to invite them to bring out a big shuttle, the electric shuttle that's available. So if folks don't want a bike, they could just join us on the van. So we're excited about continuing this partnership with you all and continuing this work and helping upwards of 200 households enroll in this Power Share program. So with that, I'll hand it back to Pranesh. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Next slide, please. Yeah, so getting into the EV charging stations itself, we've been working with Dr. Alvarez since 21 last year, and we've presented an update on on one of the components of EV charging station or the Clean Commuter. in September, and we also presented to Dr. Alvarez on this particular component in June. And we've been working since then, and we made good progress this year. We are provided, and we did a EV readiness study on some of the sites through Edison, and we are trying to leverage the Edison Charge Ready program rebates, which are available. This was a program that was launched last year, so we're now trying to leverage that program also. And with the funds that's available through the Charge Ready rebate as well as this grant, we intend to provide charging stations at no upfront cost to the school district. Next slide. So we presented the mobility services, the van pool and ride sharing to the board last year. This is specifically focused on the EV charging stations. Now this region is actually a charging desert. There's very few chargers, and the goal of this program is to expand the network. And we have $100,000 in estimated grant funds available for the charging stations. And we are waiting for Edison rebates to better understand how we can allocate these funds. We are also trying to confirm the expenses that are eligible for the grants as well as the rebates. So that is kind of in a nutshell in terms of where we are. And we are trying to work with the school district and trying to get these rebates. Next slide, please. So we initially identified 4 sites, and we've now narrowed it down to just one of the sites, Van Wyck Elementary School. This is one of the schools that is in a disadvantaged community, and as per Southern California Edison's criteria. So we are looking at other schools as well to see what fits into that criteria to select another site for these charging stations. But right now we have narrowed it down to Van Wyck. So not having an EV charging station in close proximity is one of the key barriers to EV ownership. So having charging stations is, we know is going to promote EV ownership. And once you have EVs flying through the roads, you'd have improved local air quality. And as you know, I was recently hearing on radio that we have one of the, in terms of air quality, we've made significant improvements, but still overall in the country, there's a lot that we can do here in California, in Southern California. So this would go a long way. And this would also help with meeting California and federal goals. So that's some of the community benefits. As far as school benefits are concerned, there's convenient access to EV charging stations. EVs are the way to go, or that's where we are heading towards in terms of policy and in terms of, there's going to be a proposal where EVs are the only vehicles that would be allowed, you'd be allowed to purchase EVs after 2035. So you can see more EVs coming on the road, and more of them you've seen even in this region. And this is also going to allow you to capture the rebates I mentioned, the funding. And it's not just about the funding. I must emphasize that it's also about the project management support that you're getting through the installation of this charging station. So we're not just going to give you the funds. We are going to make sure that these charging stations are going to be installed, and the installations are going to be intact. I mentioned here net positive income. I know the school district is not looking for income through this, but I'm just mentioning that here in case there's questions on that. So the other thing is future-proofing against charging legislation. There's, as I mentioned, this legislation is going to move towards that, and so you're basically future-proofing. And it's also going to give you lessons learned, and for any future projects, whether it's EV buses, school buses there's a number of school districts that are moving towards EV buses. So this would be a good case study, a pilot for you to look into. Slide, please. Talking about the cost, we mentioned no upfront costs through the funds and the rebates. There's going to be minimal ongoing costs. No operations and maintenance costs. The main operating costs are going to be the electricity costs, the electricity that's being used by the chargers. And the maintenance cost would mainly repairs that would necessitated from time to time on the charges. And you have O&M contracts that are available through the vendor, which is about $500 to $600 per dwell port. And now these can be recuperated through the user fees that you charge users who are going to be using the charging stations. But and in addition to that, you could also earn low carbon fuel credits. Now these are credits that are available through the California Air Resources Board that can help offset. That's mainly used for these kind of to motivate site EV charging station site owners to offset costs, and you can leverage these credits. The higher the usage of these charging stations, the more credits you get. And I've given an estimate in terms of how much. So if there's an average of 1 hour of use per port per day, you can recuperate all of the maintenance costs needed for that. And the vendor is also going to be providing an extended warranty, which is really no cost. So that will provide you warranty basically for five years, for the next 5 years. Next slide, please. So the next steps, basically we'll be continuing to develop this project and seek a board approval based on recommendations from Dr. Evers and Shanta. And we will, the immediate next steps, in terms of the immediate next steps, will be the school district would be required to execute a participation agreement with Edison, and would also be required to execute a site host agreement with the charging station installer. Thank you. Questions? Happy to answer any questions, any clarifications.
Thank you for what you're doing with our community, involving the public and getting their ideas. That's great. And knowing that it's going to be at Youngway, hopefully. I'm right down the street from there. My next car is going to be using it.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is there a timeline that we have for a recommendation from staff on this?
Thank you for the question, Board President, if I may. So moving forward, what I would want to do is, we've already signed the first agreement. It's really more just to be able to them to apply. There doesn't mean that the district is committing to anything specific. The next step, after to qualify and this the host agreement, we would begin negotiations with our attorneys to review any contracts to make sure what's being said is on paper. And then obviously there'd be some charges that he put on there. That's about $500 to $600 per year for a dual port, but that cost should be offset from people utilizing, although they're using the district electricity. The district is the one that's collecting the revenue from it. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that's the way it would work. But I don't know if you have a specific timeline, but once, I think we're waiting for Medicine to see any kind of approval first on Van Wyck.
Yes. I'd definitely be in support of it. I mean, anything that we can do to kind of lessen our carbon footprint is something I've always been in favor of. So looking forward to seeing this come through.
All right, thank you very much for the presentation.
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity.
We move on to item number 7, written communications. Item number 8, public comments. Board of Education welcomes inputs from the public. In order to conduct district business in an orderly manner, or the privacy and safety of the speakers, and to help staff respond more directly, board policies require that public presentations to the board comply with certain procedures, including speakers may address only items that are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board. When addressing the board, speakers are requested to state their names, address the board from the podium, and adhere to the applicable time limit of 3 minutes. Total time allotted for public input on either agenda or non-agenda items is limited to 20 minutes. Complaints should follow the district complaint procedures before discussion with the board. That's the Teacher Association, BTA. Okay. California School Employee Association, CSEA. Ms. Laura Santos. Next, we have Fletcher Johnston.
Well, I made it this long, so here you go. I was Googling a couple of things while you guys were in session. I also was busy looking at what I Googled. Houston, Texas, went ahead and got a different audit firm. Okay, and they roughly found $300 million of unspent money because they looked out of the box. They're used to just going to their typical audit people that probably whatever, not there. So my thing, in my line of work, I always have a tendency of looking out of the box. I'm a superintendent / project manager in construction. I deal with a lot of different subcontractors. I like some, I've never dealt with others. But I don't close my doors when I put things out to bid. I look at the proposals. I look at data. I analyze it. I'll even go see their projects. I don't look at pictures because pictures are, it's a picture. I walk the projects sometimes. I get to know the people, and I look at the money. And I'm not looking at a small amount of money, It's normally, especially right now, this last year, it's probably, I'd say 50% higher. What we used to see was $100,000. Now we're looking at 2.5, $250,000 for materials and labor. We have a shortage in labor. Everybody that I call refuses to grow. They're saying that they can't find good working people that pay attention and that are coherent. Why? Why is that? Well, this is not just secluded to this one little town here. This is worldwide, nationwide. Our kids, no comprehension. What happened? Now, no reading. They say they understand. You put them on a project. The subcontractors have to come back and redo it. I walk the jobs. Don't put nothing in this room. Don't do this. By the end of the day, there's something in that room and they want to hit me with a change order. Well, that's not the way it works. And this is not just you guys. This is the kids. And I'm talking about kids, I'm talking 36, 40-year-olds that cannot function in society. We have excessive amount of homeless. Why? I don't know. The government wants to just give all these people money to stay home. You can look out here, just walk outside, it says help wanted in every little joint. Boy, nobody wants to take it. Now we have these teachers here that are, they love to teach. Why can't we help them? I understand that you guys have a big job ahead of you guys. If you guys most likely you have somebody else to talk to that's higher up in the state, California. You guys submit programs, computer programs for these kids with no data.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Your time's up.
Oh man, you're cutting me short, guy.
3 minutes. Thank you, though.
3 minutes. Well, I'll see you. I'll visit you guys again.
Thank you. Okay, next up, I see the initials. It looks like an S and a P. Okay, and up next, then we have Luis Del Toro. concludes public comments. Item number 9, superintendent comments. Dr. Alvarez.
Thank you, Board President, members of the board, and everyone listening on YouTube. Just want to say good evening to everyone. It's been a long school year, and we're towards the end, and there's a lot of activities and events that are going to be going on as we come to the end of the school year in June for our high school graduation. Just a few things that the district has been working on, just to share with everyone. I recently had a meeting with the Los Angeles County as well as the city of La Puente, and I wanted to publicly thank them as we work together to provide some of our facilities to be able to use by the community. We're looking at entering into some joint ventures with the city of La Puente or the county, depending where the property is, or a joint venture, and opening our fields to the community, maybe during the day, during outside school hours, depending on where those fields are located. In this part of the city and the area, I've noticed that we really are limited in parks for our community to access. So I wanted to just inform the board and the community that the district is working with those two agencies, the city of La Puente and Los Angeles County, to establish a relationship where some of our fields can be used by the community and maybe doing some upgrades. So that's one part. I just want to thank everyone. I did attend the Easter egg hunt over in the city of La Puente. They brought it back, I think, after 2 years of being closed for the pandemic. It was great to see all this, the kids out there. I kind of felt bad. They were standing by the baseball field, just looking at those eggs laying out there while people were being presented, based on, their titles. And so, but it was great to see the community out there and the kids just jumping out there, collecting their eggs in all the different booths. So it was just great to see that. And I just want to thank the board and the community again for your ongoing confidence and trust in me as we continue to move the district forward, both not just academically with our students, socially, but as well as a real partnership with our community and other outside entities as we do what best we can for our community and students. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Alvarez. We move on to item number 10, board member comments. Mr. Solano.
Yeah, I'm just excited about a lot of things happening in the district right now. The current leadership has me very optimistic about the future of where we're going as a district and the different focuses that we have now. I'm excited about this EV project. I'm excited about some of the things that are on the agenda tonight to get some facilities projects moving. We've been a little stagnant on that for a little too long, so I'm glad again that we're seeing a lot of different things moving now. I know we might or might not have a board meeting coming up, but if we don't, happy Mother's Day to the mothers in the community.
Thank you, Mr. Solano. Ms. Rivera.
Over here left. No, it's just exciting. We're moving on with these projects that we're getting new companies working for us. And I too would like to wish everybody, all the mothers that have been Mother's Day in advance. We won't have a board meeting, but happy Mother's Day to all those mothers, our community mothers. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Ms. Rivera. Mrs. Flores.
Hi, everybody. I'd like to start by saying thoughts and prayers go out to the family of Charlotte Tiffany. I know this is really a difficult time for them, so our thoughts and prayers do go out to them. I'd like to thank our student leaders who are here at every board meeting, and they announce to us basically their findings, what's going on with the different campuses, and things like that. And I really appreciate their effort to do that. This last Saturday, I attended the car wash at Edgewood, and it did very good, the car wash, actually. The car wash, proceeds from that car wash go to the ASB, and their ASB is really thriving, very much doing well. But one of the things that really captures my heart is seeing the students. They just love getting together. I took my car, then went home, brought my husband's truck. They all piled onto the back of the truck. It was just a very nice moment. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank City of La Puente, Councilman Argudo, City Manager Bob Lindsay, Mr. DeMario, and Mr. Carrillo. So we did in a collaboration effort for the beautification of Fuente between Amar and Temple. They've planted some trees there, so we don't just have weeds growing out of those tree wells there. So that was really nice. Great project. Looking forward to more work with them. Tomorrow, happy Administrative Professionals Day. So thank you to all our administrative professionals that work so hard. Congratulations to our track team, champs. Wow, that's really good. But it's continuous, so they're strong and will continue to do well. The month of May looks like it's going to be very busy. I'm very thankful that it's National Military Month. We have several members of our community that are veterans. Here, actually, in our district, we have veterans. Here on our board, we have 2 veterans. So this is really nice. Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, as well as the Teacher Month. And did I miss anybody? If I did, I apologize. CSCA, yes, CSCA, as Mr. Carrillo mentioned, they're having something special for CSCA put on by the PC committee. Lastly, in the community news, Parish Festival, St. Louis of France is having their Parish Festival. Parish Festival will start Friday, May 20th, and will conclude on Sunday. Please spend a nice weekend there. Okay, there's a lot of really good planning there. Hopefully we will be able to support that. And again, I'm not sure what the status of May 10th will bring, but happy Mother's Day to all our mothers out in the district. Thank you, Bassett.
Thank you, Ms. Flores. Stanzioni.
Good evening, Bassett. First, a shout out to Torch and their track accomplishments. I ran track for Torch. I enjoyed it immeasurably. Didn't take it past high school, but I did go to league championships, so I can totally feel for these kids. It is awesome. Edgewood, a shout out for Earth Day celebration. When we teach the children to be responsible for their own earth, we're teaching them something that is obviously invaluable for their future and the future of all of us. Mentioning the Panda Express fundraiser, I'd like to get more information about that because we go to Panda Express and I'd love to give Edgewood my money instead. Classified and teacher day of the celebrations for the year. There's not enough we can do for our classified and our certificated. One day a gift is super, super nice and very appreciated. So happy day to them. Administrative Assistant Day to all of our office managers and our office assistant managers and anybody else in that category. Thank you so much because you run our schools. I say that as a teacher first. School Bus Driver Day. I couldn't do without my bus drivers because I teach special ed and they carry my children safely. And I know when I put them on the bus, they're in safe hands because my drivers love them. Looking forward to the reflections at Sunkissed. Our reflections awards are always stunning pieces of work by the children. I'm very, very excited about that. VHS going through the boys track wins, that's excellent. But going through WASC, we wish them the best. It's not an easy thing, having gone through it for years teaching high school. On a more serious note though, I want to say something. From her trademark pickup traveling around the district, you knew that Miss Tiffany was out there doing a job more than 100%. She was always eager to take on something and never shied away from a task. And if you knew her, you knew that. She didn't just teach children, she understood how they learned, and therefore she could adjust her instruction to meet their individual needs. She had a great impact on all who knew her. Her positive impact was seen from parents to staff to students. Bassett Unified is better for having Miss Tiffany here, and her memory will be celebrated always. And we are thankful for her being here. May she rest in peace. There's another one that I have to celebrate though. I'd like to take another moment to mention a man who didn't work for our district, but he gave us one of our best preschool teachers, Vicky Sosa. And she's going to be really embarrassed if she hears this. But he also gave our community incredible children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and great-great-grandchildren. He passed yesterday, and most of his 66 years of marriage with his beautiful wife, Mary, were within the Bassett School District. He had such an impact, such an incredible positive effect on our youth, who sometimes were going astray, or just by his speaking to them. So he's speaking to any of us, testifying as he was a man of faith. He was the best of what we believe Bassett should be. And because of that, we should celebrate his life. He was a veteran of the Korean War. He was a proud Marine, I believe. His children were Marines. He will be missed. May he also rest in peace, Mr. Everett Sosa. On that note, I'd like to bid everybody a good night.
Thank you, Ms. Stanzioni. I just want to thank everyone who pours their heart and soul to helping improve the quality of life here for our Bassett kiddos. And just, again, pour their heart and soul. So thank you for all those who do that on a daily basis. That being said, I do also want to I do want to share with every mother out there, happy Mother's Day. Hope you all have a great one. And I'll leave it at that. We move on to item number 11, discussion action items. Item number 1, construction management service approved list providers. Superintendent recommends Board of Education approves Cummings and Elements Consulting Inc. to provide construction management service as needed for the Pasadena Unified School District. Can I get a motion to either approve or open for discussion?
Motion to approve. Seconded.
All right, so Ms. Flores. Second by Mr. Young. Roll call, Mr. Sano.
Just for clarification, this is for both Element and Cumming, right? Just to approve the agenda item as is?
Right, but wait, it's item number 1 at first. Yes, item number 1 first, and then item 2, and then item 3.
Perfect. Okay, yes, aye.
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 And aye, motion carries 5-0. Now we move on to item number 2. Select ENGI Service US Inc. to perform design build service for implementation of district-wide energy conservation measures and authorize district staff to negotiate a contract for board consideration. Can I get a motion to either approve or open for discussion?
So moved to approve.
Second. Okay, that's second. So, Ms. Rivera, and then Mr. Solano, second. Okay, roll call, Mr. Solano.
Aye.
Ms. Rivera?
Aye.
Aye.
And aye, motion carries 5-0. Item number 3, cancellation of May 10, 2022 regular scheduled board meeting. Can I get a motion to approve or open for discussion?
Make the motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Ms. Rivera. Roll call, Mr. Sano.
Aye.
Ms. Rivera?
Aye.
Before I cast my vote, so should a need arise for this, we could have a special meeting or.
Yes, if the need comes for a special board meeting, anything that requires immediate action, the district could hold a special meeting. Normally, I'd call everyone, see when they're available, and schedule that meeting and hold it. So between now and the next scheduled board meeting of May
24th.
May 24th, we can hold a special meeting between now and then if something arises.
Okay, then I vote aye.
In light of what Dr. Alvarez just added, aye.
And aye, motion carries 5-0. Item number 12, consent calendar. All matters listed on the consent calendar are considered by the board to be items that will be enacted by the board in one motion. There will be no discussion of these items prior to the time the board votes in the motion unless members of the board, staff, or public request specific items to be discussed and or removed from the consent calendar. Can I get a motion to approve the consent calendar?
A motion.
Second.
So it was Ms. Flores. And then second by. All right, roll call. Mr. Solano?
Aye.
Ms. Rivera?
Aye.
Flores? Stanzioni?
Aye.
And aye. Motion carries 5-0. Adjournment, item number 13. Next regular board meeting, which has been canceled. So next regular board meeting will be May 26th. Sorry.
24th.
24th? So May 24th.
Why you telling me?
2022. Item number 2, adjourn regular board meeting of April 26, 2022. Can I get a motion?
So move.
Second.
So Ms. Rivera, I heard Mrs. Solano says second. Roll call, Ms. Solano?
Aye.
Ms. Rivera?
Aye.
And aye. Meeting's adjourned at 8:37 PM.